Happy Rex Manning Day.
I was about to say that.
Well, then we're in agreement.
Well, it won't be Rex Manning Day by the time you guys hear this, but we would, not be correct if we didn't wish you a happy Rex Manning Day on Rex Manning Day.
That's right. To all who celebrate.
Yes. Say no more, Mon Amour. What now?
Let's see. There's 6 more Mondays until summer vacation.
Yeah, don't remind me.
I'm reminding me every day.
Yeah. I don't get paid for the summer.
I mean, technically, I don't either.
Technically, you don't, but you do.
Technically, that's just money that I've already earned.
Mm-hmm. But you're still getting it.
That's true.
I don't get any money in the summertime.
Guess you better start thinking about your life choices.
Guess you better start thinking about my life choices.
I've got enough of my own to think about. Thank you very much.
I dyed my hair yellow and green.
Sure did.
Not that you guys ever see us, but, it's still a thing that happened.
It is. It's an exciting development.
It is. And I accidentally substituted for the wrong class.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you did. That's hilarious.
Yeah. That was never one of my fears.
New fear unlocked.
But now it is.
Now you're going to be double, triple checking every time you go to school.
Yes.
Making sure you're in the right room. You'll be asking the kids, who is your teacher?
All right. Just to make sure I'm in the right class, who is your teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in the high school, they will all lie to you.
I know.
Yes.
Bunch of liars.
They really are.
Anyway, it's been a minute since you heard from us.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not as long as our last hiatus.
No. Well, is that all?
Well, you know what? That's about as exciting as it gets around here. So, I guess so.
Okay. Well, I have a story.
Lies.
Do you have a story?
I mean, I could probably come up with one.
Like right now?
Sure. Once upon a time. Never mind.
You can't even come up with a story.
Never mind, I'm terrible at making up stories.
Okay, well, I have a story.
Let's see. Once upon a time, there was this bad guy who did some really bad things. And then people were like, oh no, somebody's doing really bad things. Who could be doing all the terrible things? And the policemen did their jobs, and they figured out what and who and why and where, and they arrested the bad guy, and everybody lived happily ever after.
The end.
I did it.
All right, great job.
Thank you.
Okay, well, like I said, I have a story.
Great. I mean, I don't know if I can top my story, but...
So, I mean, I don't know.
You did read a book, which is impressive.
I did read a book, and I hate reading books.
It's like the first book you've read in like 6 years.
It hasn't been quite 6 years, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's probably been about 2 years.
Yeah, you're not much of a reader.
No.
I, on the other hand, have read 5 books this year.
Well.
That's not very many considering it's April.
I was gonna say.
Never mind. We'll edit that out. That was embarrassing.
Okay. Well, I have a story.
Okay, fine.
So we do a lot of really sad, unfortunate, and sometimes gory stories on this podcast, which is sort of the nature of true crime and mystery.
Sure.
But I thought that I would switch it up this week and do something a little different. How do you feel about a wholesome love story?
I would love a wholesome love story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A story of devotion and undying love.
Sounds great.
I mean, I guess it's not undying because there is some dying involved.
Was it like The Corpse Bride? Are you gonna tell me the story of The Corpse Bride?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, Okay.
But one of enduring devotion anyway. Anyway.
We're supposed to be telling true stories on here. Are you telling me that The Corpse Bride is a true story?
I mean, kinda.
I just need you to know that if you're actually telling me the story of The Corpse Bride, I totally just made that up. I had no idea what you're going to tell me a story of.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Okay.
So have you ever heard of Carl Tanzler?
Not.
I mean, you probably have, but it doesn't ring. So good.
Okay, great.
So he was also known as Dr. Carl Tanzler, Dr. Carl von Cosel, Count Carl von Cosel, but he wasn't a doctor or a count.
Oh. Is it kind of like how I'm an esquire?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So this guy,
This guy. This guy.
Carl, and
Carl.
a girl named Elena de Hoyos.
Okay. I don't know her either.
Good.
Okay.
So I read this guy's diary, memoir, whatever.
Oh, was that the book you were reading?
Yes.
Exciting. Did you ever get to read page 113?
No.
Because it has government secrets
It
on it.
must, because the Kindle app would not let me read page 113.
Government secrets. It's a conspiracy.
So anyway, so I read this guy's diary.
Except for page 113.
Except for page 113. And to try to get more information, because the stuff that you can find online is just basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It really leaves out a lot of semi-pertinent information.
Okay.
But since this is his diary, it's told from his perspective. And as you will see, he's a very special man.
Yeah.
So there's really no telling how true or accurate the telling of the story is.
Well, from the sounds of it, it's completely true and completely accurate.
Yes.
Because, I mean, that's just classic Carl.
Yes, that's so Carl.
That's so Carl.
So, but I feel like there are some elements to the story that are definitely like exaggerated or confabulated, but I mean, you'll see what I mean.
Classic Carl. All right, tell me.
So, Carl Tanzler was born in Dresden, Germany on February 8th, 1877. As a kid, he lived a fantastical life, according to his published diary. Carl was born into the townhouse of his family, which they called the castle, but supposedly was raised in an actual castle in the countryside belonging to his ancestors.
He was actually in a castle?
I mean, according to his diary.
Oh, his diary, he says he is in a castle. Okay. Well, that's why he's a count.
Well,
Count Carl.
Yes, the castle belonged to his long dead ancestor, Countess Anna.
Okay.
So I guess he decided he was a count because of that.
Well, of course. Me too.
So, like I said, he said he was raised in an actual castle.
Okay.
He was very interested in science and technology and music and painting, and he says he built a glider that he could fly in as a teenager, 2 hot air balloons, and a boat as a young man, which, if true, are very impressive feats for someone so young.
Absolutely. Did he go off of, like Da Vinci's drawings or something?
I don't know. It didn't ever go into like detail about the glider, other than to say that he used to do it like out on the castle grounds, like test it out.
Mm-hmm.
But the maids would all laugh at him.
Yes.
And so he started waiting until midnight to go and fly it.
Well, yeah, you can't have the maids laughing at you.
No.
You have to send them away. Fire those maids.
Right. So when Carl was in college, he turned the green room of his ancestors' castle into a laboratory where he spent his time working with high voltage electricity and on various inventions.
My goodness, Franken Carl.
Mm-hmm. The castle where he was raised was called Villa Cosel or Villa Cosel or however you also pronounce his last name. I don't know if it's Cosel or
something fancy and count-like.
Yeah, because he's German.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how we're going to pronounce it in this story.
Look, it's enough that I am French and Italian and all of the other things. I can't be German too.
Yeah. So we're just going to say Cosel.
Okay, great.
So it was called Villa Cosel, and it had been the residence of Countess Anna, like I said. She had been engaged to the future king of Poland, August the Strong, but she was exiled to the gloomy fortress of Stolpen. She supposedly has haunted the castle for the last couple of centuries.
Well, you know what? That's what happens when you try to marry August the Strong.
Yes. Apparently had something to do with some girl who was jealous of her, and so...
Well, of course. I mean, like, if she had tried to marry, like, September the Week, then maybe that would have happened.
I know. She got exiled.
Poor girl.
I know. It was during this time period that he would encounter the ghostly apparition of the white woman, his ancestor, Countess Anna.
There's always a white woman.
Yes. She appeared near his bedside, accompanied by a young veiled girl with dark hair. She told Carl that this would be his future bride.
Okay.
So for the next 15 years, Carl traveled the world in a cemetery in, is it Genoa or Genoa?
Genoa.
Okay. There.
It's, gosh. You know what? You're also Italian.
I know, but I don't speak Italian.
Well, it didn't just come naturally to you.
No.
Embarrassing.
I know. Anyway, in Genoa, he came upon a statue on a grave that greatly resembled the apparition of the girl he had seen by his bedside.
Faren's dying. Okay, so the woman in white.
Yes.
I, said there's always a white woman.
I know. It's always a white woman.
I mean, I'm not wrong. So the woman in white showed him, like, his future bride.
Yes.
And now he saw her ghost?
No.
Or he saw a picture?
He saw a statue that looked like her. Oh, a statue.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And, I lost it. Oh, so he saw a statue that greatly resembled that girl, and he learned that her name was Elena, and she had died when she was 22. He stood and repeated her name when suddenly an apparition of the girl appeared from the statue. He greeted her, and she walked away through the crowd. He chased after for a long time, but was unable to find her again.
Well, clearly Carl does not take no for an answer.
No. So he eventually settled in Australia, where he was employed as an electrical engineer and an X-ray expert.
Expert?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think he really was?
Yes.
Okay.
But, yeah, he was like a radiologist or whatever.
Okay.
On the night of March 7th, 1912, he was once again visited by the apparition of his future bride. She followed him throughout his home for a week before disappearing just as suddenly as she had appeared. He later found out through a letter that the moment she appeared was the moment his father had fallen into a coma, and the moment that she left was the moment he died.
Okay.
Yeah. It was and apparently she would like reappear every night at 7 p.m. And
she's a very punctual ghost.
Supposedly, according to Carl, I don't know who told him this, but his father would awake from his coma every night at 7 p.m.
Okay.
So every time this apparition showed up, his dad would wake up. And then when she left, he was dead.
Okay. Handy.
Yeah. In 1914, when the First World War broke out, he was put into a concentration camp by the British despite previously becoming a British citizen and working for the government. He was told it was for his own protection, but concentration camps weren't always what we imagine when we think about concentration camps.
Okay.
Sometimes they were just campfuls of people. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but there weren't like gas chambers.
Right. So, like a work camp.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't all genocidal, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a prison camp or something.
Yeah, like an internment camp.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so, but the British told him that he was being put there for his own protection.
Okay.
While there, he fashioned a pipe organ with the help of some Buddhist monks from debris he found on the beach.
My goodness, he is a very talented Carl.
He really is. He intended this as a gift for his mother. He remained at the concentration camp for 4 years before returning to Germany. By this time, his father was dead, and one of his sisters had married in Florida, so he was greeted by his mother and younger sister. He eventually moved to Key West with his sister at the urging of his mother.
That's quite the change.
Yes. From Germany to
Australia to England, what? And then back to Germany and then Florida.
Yeah.
Culture shock.
Yeah. Carl traveled to Florida by way of Havana, where he stopped and stayed for 4 days. This stay was during Carnival, or however you want to pronounce it. And he saw so many beautiful dark-haired veiled Cuban girls there that resembled the apparition that he searched them for his beloved until finally deciding that she was not among them.
So his ghost did not follow him to Florida.
No.
She liked the dark, gloomy, misty UK.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
UK. I think he was still in Australia.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're right.
But yeah.
She preferred the spiders.
Yes.
And the kangaroos.
So this is where our story really begins.
Okay.
He left Havana after 4 days and went to Florida. He decided that he was better off just going and being with his relatives than searching Cuba for this girl he was supposed to marry.
Yeah, for like this like fake girl or whatever.
Yeah.
This apparition.
Yeah.
He's literally chasing ghosts.
Mm-hmm. He took up work as a pathologist and an X-ray technician at the Marine Hospital in Key West. It was during his work here that Carl's life would change. On April 22nd, 1930, he was called to draw blood from a, quote, young senorita.
Ooh.
Carl said he hardly looked at the patient as he entered the room, got into a kneeling position, and went to prick her finger. He noticed how small and lovely her hand was, and as he drew blood from one of her long, slender fingers, she flinched. As he looked up to apologize for causing her pain, that's when it happened. He said he was thunderstruck upon seeing that the girl in front of him was the one he had been so much as promised in his vision by his late ancestor 40 years ago.
I see. The ghost has come to life.
Yes. So he was shocked and confused that he couldn't utter any words to her, and as there was no more reason to stay in the room, he just kind of backed out of there.
Mm-hmm. And she was like, okay,
yeah.
weirdo.
So later he was given her chart by a nurse to record his findings from her blood draw.
Mm-hmm.
And her name was Elena.
Okay.
Like the statue in Genoa.
Yes.
Her name was Elena, but it was Mrs. Elena de Hoyos.
Oh, Mrs.
So Carl, good old Carl, had finally found his dream woman, but she belonged to another. However, this did not bother or deter him, as he knew they were meant to be together.
So, guy, this is fate.
Yeah. To Carl's joy, he saw her the very next day when he was to do an x-ray of her lungs. He discovered through this that she was suffering from tuberculosis.
Okay.
And I heard somewhere that it wasn't even just tuberculosis, it was hasty tuberculosis.
Hasty tuberculosis.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I didn't Google it. I heard that it meant it was like a more rapid form of tuberculosis.
That sounds correct.
So,
with all my infinite medical knowledge.
All those years of watching ER.
That's right. And the pit.
Well, that's a new thing.
I know, but still, I'm learning.
True. So the family invited him to their home, which he visited that very evening. While he was there, he learned to his delight that Elena was separated from her husband, who now lived with another girl. Though he was overjoyed to learn that the husband was no longer in the picture, he also felt pity for her, as he could see that she was sad about this fact.
So don't worry, this is fate, girl.
Yeah. The following day, he returned to the family's home. He was very concerned for Elena's health and offered to send her to a TB institution where he was sure she would be cured, as the Florida climate, the humidity and all.
Right, you're not supposed to be in the humidity. You're supposed to go to Tombstone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the hospital was unequipped to treat her tuberculosis. So neither of those things were going to help her illness. So Carl was trying to send her off to like a sanatorium or sanitarium or what are they called?
Torium.
Sanatorium.
Yeah. The sanitarium is where you go when you're cuckoo.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she politely refused, and Carl decided that as a quote unquote doctor, which he was not,
right.
He was just a pathologist and an x-ray tech.
Just a pathologist.
He would have to treat her himself.
Oh my goodness.
He began ordering machines and building his own. He also started to give her radiation treatment, but the equipment at the hospital was not good enough for deep radiation therapy. Good old Count von Cosel, as he had begun to call himself, would bring her fruit and medicinal wine daily, trying to better her condition. Her family began to accuse him of just making excuses to be near her, as Elena was indeed starting to feel better. He asked Elena to marry him, but her mother refused the proposal. Elena herself did not give an answer, according to this part of his diary.
She was probably asleep.
Right. Carl would send her letters professing his love and intentions, mixed with medical advice. Convinced, Elena reciprocated his feelings. All of Elena's letters to him were cordial and signed, "Your friend Elena."
And is he old now?
He is in his 50s.
Yeah.
And at this point, Elena was all of 21.
I was gonna say, she's like a young chippy, isn't she?
Yeah.
My goodness.
She's 21 and he's 50 something.
Yeah, and she's probably just like, thanks for the help, please go.
Yeah. So she had been refusing his attempts to take her to the hospital and his treatments. She had been secretly seeing another doctor. I don't know why I say another, since Carl was not actually a doctor.
Right.
But this doctor had been treating her as well without knowledge of the treatments Carl was giving her.
Oh, so Carl thinks that he's making her better when it's really this other doctor doing it.
I don't know if that's the case. Like I said, he couldn't figure out why she was starting to refuse his treatments.
Oh, okay.
And it turns out that she was seeing a different doctor.
Oh, I see. Okay. Cheating on him with another doctor.
Yeah. So Carl continued to try and get Elena to marry him, but she would repeatedly tell him that they could not marry because she was still legally married and also too sickly. My guess is that she was just trying to be polite, but who really knows?
I am also going to guess that.
Since
like, I really don't want to marry this old creep.
Yeah. So, but since this is told from Dr. Count Carl's perspective,
oh, right. It's completely true and accurate. I forgot.
Yeah. So Carl recounts a creepy dream he had about Elena, about him rescuing her from behind a huge iron fence and embracing and kissing and escaping together. He wrote about this dream in a letter to her. Soon after, she sent one of her sisters to the hospital to tell him, "Dream no more."
Dream on, pal.
Ya creepy creeper. I added that last part, but I'm sure it was implied.
You don't think that was like verbatim?
No.
Okay.
So apparently Elena had also told Carl on occasion that he was too old for her, since, like I said, he's in his 50s and she's 21.
Agreed.
He in turn told her that he didn't count their ages, that even if she were a 5,000-year-old mummy, he would still marry her.
Oh my goodness. This all age ain't nothing but a number, girl.
Yeah.
He's like, you're legal.
Right. So Carl recovered from an illness that he had come down with for about 6 weeks.
Shame.
And yeah. He walked to Elena's house only to find that her family had up and moved.
They couldn't get away from him, so they finally just moved.
Yeah.
He's creepy Carl.
Yeah. So he asked her neighbors where they had gone, but noticed it was as though they'd all been told not to tell him.
They're like, we actually don't know. We just woke up and they were gone.
Yeah. He searched from door to door, literally, for many nights.
Also, if I moved, my neighbors would not know where I was.
Right?
I would not tell my neighbors.
This is like a really close-knit, like, Cuban community, though.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that most of them do know where they moved to.
Well, that's true. Plus, it's just another time when people talk to their neighbors, whereas, like, we're millennials and we're absolutely never going to talk to our neighbors.
Yeah.
It's like that time when Kayla's neighbor, like, cornered her in her classroom
Yeah.
and was like, how come I never see you outside?
Yeah.
How come I never see your child playing outside?
Yeah.
Like, ma'am,
mind your business.
how come you never come over and borrow sugar from me?
Yeah.
Because it's not 1967. That's why.
But,
And stop looking at me.
right. So he would, like, peek in windows if the curtains were open and all kinds of weird stuff trying to find Elena.
Oh, creepy Carl.
So finally an elderly woman he recognized from Elena's house stopped him. She told him that Elena was very ill and that it was a crime that her parents wouldn't permit him to treat her anymore. She showed him the house where Elena now lived.
Oh, ma'am.
Carl barged in, ready to use violence if necessary.
What?
And found Elena sitting in a chair in the kitchen, looking pretty bad, and declared that he was now in charge of her care for good, bringing in his heavy equipment and medicines.
Oh, he can just decide these things?
Apparently.
As a guy who's not even a doctor or a count.
Kitten face.
Veronica.
Knock it off, girl. So while he was there treating her constantly, he continued to ask her to marry him, but she still refused, saying she thought she was going to die. She told him, quote, "If I must die, all I can leave you is my body, for I am only a sickly girl, so I can't marry you while I'm sick, but you will take care of my body after I'm dead, won't you?"
I'm so glad that Karen told him where they live.
I know. But again, I don't know if she actually told him these words, because again, this is all from Carl's perspective.
Right. He just looked in all of the windows until he found her.
Yeah. So Carl made a solemn promise that he would take care of her body after she died, and he considered this exchange to be their marriage vow.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Eventually, rumors spread that Elena's family wanted to have her moved to a mental institution, supposedly because she wished to become Catholic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, why in the world would she want to do that?
Yeah. But Carl wasn't having any of this, so he wrote out a statement which read, "To whom it may concern, this is to testify that Elena Hoyos is my wife and that her mental status is normal. She is perfectly sane and under the medical care of Dr. Lombard and myself. I will not tolerate any interference or removal to any institution or asylum."
Look, she can be Catholic if she wants to.
Yeah. So he gave her that letter and he told her to, like, keep it hidden, and then if anybody tried to remove her, to show it to him.
Yeah.
However, on October 25th, 1931, Elena died.
Yeah. Well, she had hasty tuberculosis.
Yes.
And was being treated by a not doctor.
A not doctor. So Elena came from a poor family, and her father panicked. He told Carl to help him because he could not afford a decent funeral for his daughter. He told Carl he could be in charge of all the arrangements, that he was giving Elena to him, that he could arrange the funeral to his wishes.
So look, you like to be in charge of things. So here you go.
Yeah. And I don't know, I think it's kind of creepy to be like, here, you can have my dead daughter.
Right. Well, I mean,
you wanted her so bad when she was alive. Here, she's yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to take that. I don't know. It's like she's not in there anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he probably also didn't realize, like, exactly what a creep this guy was. And probably was just like, well, you seem to love her or whatever. Like, give her a good funeral.
Mm-hmm. So the funeral was arranged, and Carl said that during the procession to her grave, he imagined Beethoven's Seventh Symphony, as he said this funeral procession felt like a wedding march.
I don't think they're the same thing.
Well, to Carl, they are.
Creepy Carl.
While Carl had arranged the entire funeral, there was not much he could do about the grave itself. He visited daily, but was bothered by the shallowness of the grave, and the fact that during the wetter months her coffin would not be protected from water. There was a lot of, like, above ground burials in at least this part of Florida.
Well, I guess that makes sense because, like, with the flooding and stuff, like, yeah, that would make sense.
But, I guess because of the way the ground was, they couldn't dig her grave as deep as you would normally dig a grave.
Oh, yeah.
And so there wasn't a lot of protection between her and the upper part of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was afraid that, like, during the wetter months her coffin wouldn't be protected from the water.
Yeah.
He decided the only way to protect her was to build a concrete tomb for her.
Right, which is what you expect in, like, an above ground kind of a tomb thing. So.
But in the meantime, he visited Elena's house daily. Carl insisted on living in Elena's room and sleeping in her bed.
Oh, because it's not bad enough that they couldn't get away from him in her lifetime.
Yeah. He was like, I'll even buy this house if I have to.
Wow.
Because he was bound and determined to stay in Elena's room.
Okay, weirdo.
Mm-hmm. So over the next few months, the tomb was constructed, but Elena was exhumed. But when Elena was exhumed, he found her coffin had been partially crushed by the grave diggers, and water damage had in fact been found. Decay had begun to set in, and thanks to the damage of her coffin, the lining had glued itself to her skin. He spent hours removing the fabric from her body, and was angry that the mortician didn't embalm the coffin as well, which I guess I don't know what that means, because I didn't know you could embalm a coffin.
I didn't either.
So,
like, how would you embalm a coffin?
I don't know.
Because, like, when you embalm a body, you're injecting, like preserving, like, fluids into, like, veins and stuff.
And so, I don't know what that means.
Like, I mean, I would just assume, like, putting some kind of, like, sealant or something on it, but...
But, yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, I've never heard that term before.
Like, I don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that this was the reason for the decay, and that the smell was coming from the coffin, not Elena's body, which I find a little far-fetched.
I'm gonna say that maybe love is nose blind.
Maybe.
Because...
I mean, we'll get into that more, but I've got to grab my iPad charger.
Okay. Well, the Google AI guy also doesn't know what embalming a coffin means.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a real thing.
I don't think it is. But he was pretty upset that the mortician didn't do that.
Well, I mean, and he is the smartest guy who knows how to invent things and be a doctor and a count.
Yes. So, after painstakingly cleaning the body and spraying it with perfume, Elena was placed in her new coffin, and then this coffin was placed in an airtight metal outer coffin that was secured by 100 screws.
100?
Yes.
Okay.
100 screws and 50 padlocks.
50 padlocks?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't just make that up, like, that's for real?
That's for real.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting in there.
No. So a few days later, he removed Elena from the inner coffin and put her in an incubation tank he had designed and filled it with a solution he had concocted that was supposed to be an antiseptic and also be nourishing to the body's cells.
What was the point of putting her in all of that if he was just going to take her out of it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he had to build his tank.
Maybe.
His renovation tank.
His incubation tank.
Yeah.
So after he put her in the tank full of liquid, he put the tank into the metal outer coffin. He was now sure that Elena's body would be protected for now from any further decomposition. The tomb had been finished and looked more like a house than a place of burial. Elena was laid to rest inside, and after spending some time with her, Carl left, locking the door with 3 locks, to which only he had the key.
50 padlocks, 100 screws.
Yeah.
A secret password.
Nearly 2 years after Elena's death, Carl was visiting her tomb and had fallen asleep.
How long?
Like 2 years after she died.
She's going to be very stinky now. Actually, she probably wouldn't be stinky anymore.
Wait, we'll get to that.
Has he been visiting her regularly?
Like every day.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he, like, put her in there and then came back 2 years later.
No.
I mean, because that seems excessive for creepy Carl. Like, a long time for him to go without seeing her.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
he went like every day.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was, like, letting her bake or something.
No, he would go to work in the daytime, and then in the evening he would go to her grave.
We have special words for people who didn't know. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So, like I said, he went to her grave, tomb, whatever, and he fell asleep. I guess he had like a chair next to her coffin.
Yeah.
So he fell asleep, and he was awoken by a loud bang that sounded like a gunshot going off. He searched for the cause of the noise and noticed that the 50 locks he had put on the coffin had all opened.
Oh my goodness.
Just bang. And
bang open.
All 50 were open.
But she's not in the coffin anymore, right?
She is. She's in a tank inside the coffin.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah. He examined the locks and then swore he could hear a faint scratching or tapping from within the coffin.
My greatest fear.
He opened the caskets and saw that everything was still intact and that there was no noise. He checked the filter on the incubation tank and said, and I quote, "A strange and pleasant perfume emanated and spread all over the room. Moments later, he could hear her voice speaking to him."
Could he? Her real voice?
That's what he says. But I'm still stuck on the fact that he thought that the smell coming
that she
into the
smelled
coffin
good
was tasty.
Well, it was a strange and beautiful smell.
Yeah.
Of rot.
Chemicals and
putrefaction.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So like I said,
it's the most romantic smell.
He heard her voice speaking to him, and after a brief conversation, she told him that she wanted him to take her home with him.
Oh.
He swore to her that he would.
You know, we talked about sanatoriums versus sanitariums a minute ago.
One of them belongs in one, and one of them belongs in the other.
Yes.
So he told her that he would do as she wished, and when the moon changed, he would take her to be with him forever. He continued to visit her daily, bringing her flowers and gifts.
He had to bring the flowers for the smell.
Yeah. pleasant perfume.
Oh, right. Forgot.
Now, Carl has an explanation or a weird little story for everything.
I love that.
When the apparition of Elena visited him when his father was dying, he thought perhaps the noise was originally caused by a burglar, and he wondered why his dog didn't bark, before suddenly remembering that his dog had been poisoned the day before.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Mysteriously.
Yeah. When he wanted to take Elena to the hospital, he had to borrow a car because his had been stolen.
Wow. This guy has terrible luck.
Yeah. So now he explained that it may seem weird to keep bringing her gifts and promising to take her home, but he too had been presumed dead once in India, and while he thought that he was still in bed, he had actually been transferred to the morgue.
Oh my goodness. Did he become Jeff the Talking Mongoose?
I don't know. Quite possibly, but this has happened to him, so it's fine.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, this literally could happen to anybody.
Yeah. Carl believed that resurrection from the grave was entirely possible.
Of course.
As the changing of the moon approached, Carl was now concerned about just how he was going to sneak Elena from the cemetery. It was surrounded by houses and very close to and in plain view of the street. This wasn't an issue for long, however, because Elena had a plan.
Oh, Elena had a plan.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
She
Great.
told Carl how to secret her out of the cemetery and showed him exactly where and what to do.
Well, I mean, she does live there full time, so she does know all of the secret passageways.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like that book, the Neil Gaiman book, the Graveyard Book, where the little boy is raised by the ghosts. And so like he just lives and plays in the cemetery, so he knows where all of the good things are.
Yeah.
So maybe that's kind of what is happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's not really dead, first of all.
No, she's not dead.
Yeah.
Carl was to elaborately sneak through the cemetery. There's like a whole explanation of what he's supposed to do.
My goodness.
He's supposed to like put up a blanket on the fence so the people passing by can't see him removing her from her grave.
Of course. I mean, he couldn't have thought of that. A ghost would have needed to think of.
Then he's supposed to sneak through like 2 rows of headstones which block the view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is really stealthy, elaborate schemes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he was to elaborately sneak her through the cemetery and then lift her body over a fence and into an open window of an abandoned house, which he would immediately purchase.
Immediately. Where is he getting all of this money from?
I don't know.
Because how is he purchasing everybody's house?
I don't know what the housing market was like in the 1930s.
And a fake count could, like, just purchase whatever he wanted to.
But
Fake
I
doctors.
wondered this the whole time I was reading. I mean, he's getting paid because he works at the hospital.
Well, right, but...
But it seems like he has a lot of money.
It does seem like he has a lot of money. I also am just thinking about, like, this really sophisticated plan that literally nobody except somebody who lives in the graveyard full time would be able to concoct.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But he immediately purchased the house, like the next day or
Immediately.
something.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where he was to keep her until he could take her home in a car.
Mm. Well, yeah, because his got stolen after his dog got poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course.
He towed the coffin through the dark cemetery on a toy wagon. Like the little red ones like we have.
I was going to say, like his radio flyer.
Uh-huh.
He just got that out.
Well, he went and bought one.
Oh, okay, purchased a radio flyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said it was a wonderfully lovely journey, immensely joyful and sweet, never to be forgotten.
Well, I mean, he was spending quality time with his lady love.
Mm-hmm.
And, they probably hadn't gone for a walk in a while.
No.
And it was just, a great day for a picnic.
He also said that the cemetery was alive with souls which emerged from their graves and flanked them on all sides.
Okay. So, like I said, it's the graveyard book.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He described this as being like a wedding march as well.
Lovely. That sounds lovely and beautiful, and I'm sorry that I missed it.
Uh-huh. So as he tried to lift the casket through the window, he lost his balance and it fell on him, crushing him under its weight.
Well, sir, this is why they have like 6 grown adults carrying coffins.
So when he had finally composed himself after being crushed by the coffin,
After he composed
he
himself. Yeah.
yeah. He realized that he was covered in sweat and blood and also sticky, stinking juices from the coffin.
No, those smell delicious and wonderful.
Because the bottom valve had come unplugged, he washed himself and his clothes with drinking alcohol. I say that because it just said alcohol, but it's not rubbing alcohol.
It's not rubbing alcohol.
It's the drinking kind.
Okay. It's
Um,
the moonshine.
yes. But the little house didn't have water, so he had to wash himself and his clothes with alcohol.
So he didn't purchase water, just the house.
Mm-mm. And I guess back then it probably wasn't like
Fitted with pipes.
mandatory or like mandatory that you had to have
Not sure.
running water.
Yeah. These days they'll kick you right out.
But he said that the odor would not come off of him, not even after bathing properly.
Well, the thing about it is that it's not the stench from the dead body. It probably was just his sweat. He was just so stinky from that exertion because his lady wouldn't smell like that.
It even crushed his brand new felt hat that he was wearing.
Oh, for shame. And he bought that just to bring his wife home and carry her over the threshold.
Yeah. A few days later, he moved the coffin to the plane he had been building for years, that he planned for himself and Elena to fly away when she got better and used to go on their honeymoon. I should have mentioned the plane earlier because he mentions it about 1 billion times in the diary, but it's really only relevant as a place where he kept the coffin after removing her from her tomb.
Well, it's funny because you said plane, and then I was like, certainly not an airplane.
An airplane.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. I mean, of course. I wonder if it's like, his hot air balloon. I was thinking about the guy who built Salvation Mountain in California and how he had like tried to make a hot air balloon out of trash as well, but it didn't work because that's not how hot air balloons are made.
In his diary, he said that his mother and at least one needleworker, or more than that, I can't remember how many he said, took months to sew silk together to make his hot air balloon.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what else it was made out of, but the balloon itself was made out of silk.
Okay. So maybe a little better than trash.
Yeah. But as far as the airplane goes, I think it said that it was already an airplane and he was just like rebuilding it like you would like an old car
like an
or
old
something.
boat or something. Okay.
I don't think he built the plane from scratch.
Okay. It really wouldn't ever fly if he had.
No. But anyway, so he mentions it a lot, and
So now it's just a coffin holder.
yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
It's like when people turn weird things into like their coffee tables.
Uh-huh.
Or like their like islands in their kitchen.
Yeah. And I don't think that Carl had a home at this point.
What are you talking about? He just purchased a lovely home for him and his
Well,
wife.
yeah. But prior to that, I don't think that Carl had a home. And they don't ever stay in the little abandoned shack that he bought. Other than the like day or two or whatever that Elena's coffin is there.
Oh, okay.
They never like lived there.
Oh. Well, he probably needed to fix it up.
But Carl, I think, sleeps at the hospital.
Oh, okay. So he's not staying at her parents' house anymore?
I don't know if he is at this point. I know that it talks about him like living at the hospital, but
They probably were like, okay, you have to go. Like, you weren't actually married to our daughter.
yeah. But
Oh, but he was going to buy their house.
yeah, but I think that they decided just to let him stay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I don't think he ever had to buy their house.
Oh, yeah, that was just like a threat. Like,
Yeah.
you don't let me stay here, I will buy your house.
Yeah.
with all of this money that I have from
that I
being a
have
fake
from
count.
I have no idea where.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think he ever actually bought their house. I think they were finally just like admitting defeat
Yeah.
and
Fine, just stay.
yeah. Um so when he finally opened the casket, he was disappointed to see the state that the body was in after nearly 2 years.
But he had been rejuvenating her cells.
Well, I don't think he really got a chance to look at her much when they first put her in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
And it hadn't been, that long since she was buried. So she probably wasn't in a very bad condition whenever they removed her the first time.
Right.
But now it's been like 18 months or something, and he's like sad that she's in such bad condition.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, his thing was supposed to be, like, rejuvenating her
It's
cells.
nourishing.
Oh, yeah, whatever. But, like, I can't believe that that didn't work.
Well, it didn't.
It seemed like it was foolproof.
I know.
And he's so good at, like, inventing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But her eyes had sunken into her head, and her lips were dry and parted, and her dress was decayed and moldy. Cloth from inside the coffin had once again glued itself to her skin.
It's almost like she's dead.
Right? Like she is a corpse decaying in a coffin.
Yeah.
But he went through the painstaking task of cleaning her and slowly attempting to remove the cloth from her skin without damaging her skin. Despite all of this, he said her body was firmly held together and still showed signs of living loveliness.
Well, of course. I mean, he had done some work to make sure that she was okay while she was, just having, uh, like, sleeping illness.
Well, I guess he knows she's dead, but he's convinced that anyone can be resurrected the first time they die.
Oh, the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Even years after they die. And they're decaying and decomposing.
I think that in his diary, he complains that people bury people too quickly, that they should keep their bodies and take care of them because they'll come back to life. And so the people who have been like embalmed and left to be buried for all of eternity like missed their chance to be resurrected.
Oh. I mean, if that's true, that's just a crying shame.
Yeah. But
But it's like the people who pay to have their bodies like cryogenically frozen after they die. And because it's like, oh, well, like someday there might be a cure for whatever like I died from. Except that you already died.
yeah.
So what does it matter if there's a cure if you already died from it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but like you're getting frozen after you died.
Yeah.
It's not like you're getting frozen while you're still alive with the illness.
Mm-hmm.
Like you literally already died.
Yeah.
So how is the cure going to bring you back to life?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess they know something that Carl knows.
Right. They and Carl.
They read Carl's diary and they were like,
Like,
yes,
yes,
you're right.
that sounds correct.
I think that you're correct. I can be resurrected.
Well, then Carl gazed into the black holes where her eyes once were, and she spoke to him, saying, "Now you will love me no more, will you?"
My eyes are sunken in.
My lips are crusty.
My lips are crusty. You will never love me.
He, however, assured her that he loved her more than ever before, and he kissed her on those schmackers.
Put some Carmex on her lips and then gave her a little smooch.
Quote, breathing into her lungs until her bosom rose.
Right. And then like all the moths flew out. Uh-huh. And then that was magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He draped her body with her wedding dress and veil and placed a golden crown on her head. He said that she looked so wonderful that he couldn't resist her. Quoting the man once again, he said, "The wondrous spell, and trembling with burning love, I sank gently into the coffin to her and kissed her as if she were alive." Yeah, I'm trying hard not to lose it.
I'm just gonna barf all over
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
Like, men are gross. Gross.
So, he...
Find a living lady.
Well, we'll also get to that later. But,
I mean, granted, that probably isn't safe either, so.
so he got in the coffin and made out with the corpse,
His corpse bride.
whose hair was glued together and to her head. She had maggots on her head, ears, and abdomen. Her stomach and abdomen were lacerated. Her toes, feet, and fingers were beginning to disintegrate, but he was pleased there was no discharge or putrefaction.
Then what did he have to wash off of all of his clothes? This guy is making me want to barf my Schlotzkys up.
Yeah. He also claimed that her nose, which had been damaged, had now returned to its normal shape.
Oh, that is a good trick.
Yeah. It's just...
Man, that. I wonder how she did that.
his rejuvenating juice.
Oh, okay, smooches.
That too.
He's such a good smoocher.
Yeah. He, Carl said that he had seen living people in worse condition than Elena was in.
I mean, I probably am. Completely honest. Oh, Carl.
He fed her body nourishing liquids by mouth, saying that she gained back 20 pounds.
Well, guy, it's all just sitting in her open cavity.
Yeah, and I can't remember if it was right here that he describes it, because boy ain't ashamed of anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that what he would do was he would take drinks of stuff like wine and whatever and like spit it into her mouth.
Like a baby bird.
So it would be forced to go down.
But like, okay, I have a couple of things to say.
Mm-hmm.
One, after you've put 20 pounds of liquids and food or whatever into her and it's not digesting, she's going to be 20 pounds heavier because you've put 20 pounds of things into her body. Second of all, now she's just going to smell like rotten food. She's going to smell like a garbage can
Well.
because the beans are now rotting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
but according to Carl, the tissues that he treated and other lacerations on her body, they'd healed.
They'd healed?
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe it's that, she isn't bleeding or anything because she's not alive?
Well, according to Carl, they healed.
They probably just like shriveled up.
And now she looked just as beautiful as when she was alive, and the expression on her face had changed to one of divine happiness.
What is in his drinking alcohol?
Well, according to Carl, he doesn't really drink. I mean, he started drinking wine eventually.
To baby bird it into her?
I guess. But, like back when he was in college and stuff, he said he didn't drink or smoke because those things were a waste of time.
It's for losers.
He had science to do.
He did have science to do. Mad science.
Yeah.
He's dipping into the hallucinogen somewhere.
Well, then he made several plaster death masks of Elena's face.
Do you think that maybe it's just like the fumes in his lab or something?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, he made several death masks of Elena's face, covering it in a thin layer of beeswax and balsam first, since he hadn't been able to remove all of the cloth from her skin.
Okay.
He was eventually unable to continue keeping his airplane at the hospital, which was where he had
Oh my God,
previously.
he had the airplane at the hospital?
Yeah.
This guy has zero boundaries.
No. But
Let me just park my plane at the
yeah.
hospital. And everybody's like, where am I supposed to park my horse? Your plane is on the way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I assume they're on horses, but he has a literal airplane.
Yeah. It's not that long ago.
You said he was born in like 18
Yeah,
something.
but this is like the 1930s.
I know, but I'm still at 18, whatever. Okay. So they're like, what is the Model T? Where are we supposed to park our Model Ts?
Yeah.
I feel like even that's too early for what you're talking about.
No, there were Model Ts. Lena's dad had one.
Oh, okay.
He would take her for rides in it, and it would like overexhaust her.
I told you that people in Cuba had old cars. You don't
They're
listen
not in
to
Cuba.
me.
They're in Florida.
Oh, you said Cuban. Oh, Cuban community, but they're in Florida. Gotcha. Never mind. Sorry.
They're from Cuba.
I'm trying to remember things. I remember some things. I was watching a TikTok earlier, and it was like one of, because I do this too, and I even do it about your stuff, but it was this lady that was asking her husband where a paperclip was, and he was like, in the junk drawer, in the back of the junk drawer, there's a digital camera, and underneath the digital camera is a deck of cards, and underneath the deck of cards is a paperclip.
Mm-hmm.
And she went and looked, and it was there, and she was like, your ADHD is so weird. He's like, yeah, I can't remember what I walked into the room for, but I can tell you where this random paperclip is.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember things. Okay,
Yeah.
go. Go team, go.
So he couldn't keep his
Airplane.
airplane at the hospital anymore.
Yeah.
So he moved to the beach and built a hangar/laboratory and living quarters for himself and Elena.
At a hangar. Did
Yeah.
you say hangar?
He built a hangar.
He built a hangar. Okay,
And
gotcha.
inside the hangar, he made a laboratory and a place for him and Elena to live.
Everybody's listening, going, oh my God, Sarah, pay attention.
Yes.
Sorry, the kitty's belly was really cute, and so I stopped listening for a second so I could touch her cute little belly.
She's got a cute little belly and it's still naked.
Yep.
From when she got spayed.
Yep. Okay. He built a hangar. They're living in it now.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So he placed her in the big bed that he had bought her when she was still alive, and he now slept next to her at night to protect her. This went on for 2 years.
Disgusting.
Carl was eventually forced to move from his home on the beach as well to another smaller location. He was unable to set up his full lab, so Elena was not able to get all of the treatments he had previously been giving her. Mummification set in, but despite this, Carl claimed that one day Elena's fingers began to move. He held her hand and felt it relax in his. She then lifted her arm and touched his face before rolling over on her side.
Those are some good drugs. They've got to be. Because I was thinking that, like, her fingers began to move because they were falling off.
No. She held his hand and then touched his face and like his mouth so he could kiss her hand.
Well, sure, as he was lifting her arm and, oh my God. And he's, like, having to pick, like, pieces of bone and skin out of his bed every morning.
But he wasn't sure at first if he was dreaming, like if this was really happening. So he got up and left the room, I think to get something for her. And when he came back, she was still in that same position, but she had like gone back to being dead.
Oh, okay. The crazy runs deep. Because if you are unsure if your long dead, not wife has moved and touched you and talked to you, then there's troublesome things happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure if that was a dream or not.
Yeah.
I mean, that is very clearly very similar to whenever I'm dreaming that I'm up getting ready for school,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm actually still asleep. You know, it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like basically the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after 7 years of keeping Elena hidden away and tending to her
7
body,
years.
the Count was called by Elena's brother-in-law to the cemetery where she had been buried because her tomb had been broken into.
He's like, listen, grave robbers. And he's like, no, it's okay. We have a house. It's fine.
Uh, yeah.
And they're like, and actually her tomb has like a couch in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird. We don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. Like, why is there furniture in? So, whenever Carl arrived at the cemetery, Elena's sister demanded that he open the tomb and allow her to see her sister, which, I don't know, seems wild to me.
Well, that she wanted to see the body?
Yeah, it's been 7 years.
Well, okay, but I think probably
9 years.
Well, because they probably think that she's been grave robbed. And he's like, no, 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 she's not grave robbed. And her sister's like, okay, if she hasn't been grave robbed, then you better let me, like, prove to me that she's in there. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, show me.
yeah.
Because they know he's crazy.
She was suspicious because Carl had stopped visiting her grave.
Well, of course. And so she's like, okay, so prove to me. Prove to me that she's still in there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, I mean, I don't know because I've never met her. I don't know that she was like, I really want to see my sister's dead body.
Yeah. But he refused to let her into the tomb, but he agreed to discuss the matter further with Elena's sister. They agreed to meet at Carl's house to talk about it.
Where Elena actually is.
So once at his home, he invited Elena's sister into the bedroom where Elena's corpse lay in the big bed. Her
Can
sister
you even
refused.
imagine?
Yeah. Her sister refused to believe it was her.
Well, I would too, because nobody can be that crazy.
She was like, "That's another girl. That's not her."
Mm-hmm.
Her husband, however, was like, "Look, you don't have to worry anymore," and seemed oddly chill about the whole thing.
He's like, look, there she is. It's totally fine.
Let's go
We
home.
know where she's at. She didn't get grave robbed. Everything's cool. Now, please stop yelling at this man so we can go home.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's at least what Dr. Count Carl writes.
Oh, yeah. He was totally cool. He was like, stop being crazy. You see your sister. Let's go home.
Yeah.
Go make me some paella. Paella? No, that's Spain. That's Spanish.
Yeah.
What's Cuban? We went to Cuban places. A Cuban place.
I know they eat a lot of, like, rice and beans and plantains.
Plantains. What was the thing that you ate?
I ate arroz con pollo.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Which is just rice and chicken.
Yeah. Back in the days when I still ate chickens, it was delicious.
Yeah.
It was like the best arroz con pollo that I'd ever had.
Yep. If you live in New York City and you have never gone to Copelia,
Do it.
do it. It's delicious. They're open 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And if you get stuck on a red eye and you get to New York City before your hotel lets you check in, you can just go hang out there.
Yeah, just
and eat breakfast.
Eat some eggs Benedict or whatever I had.
Yeah, it's totally fine and they're super cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not sponsored,
but they can
Copelia,
if they want
if
to.
you want to sponsor us.
If you want to sponsor us, Copelia, I think you follow me on Instagram, so.
So she eventually was like, put her back in her coffin, and I want to watch and make sure you do it, creep. Again, paraphrasing.
I'm sure that that's verbatim. Listen here, creep. Put my sister back in her coffin and remove the furniture from her tomb.
I want to watch you do it.
You big old weirdo.
Creepy Creeperton.
Creepy Carl.
Carl said he'd put her back in when they were both dead.
And then she was like, I can arrange that actually, so.
So on October 5th, 1940, the cops showed up at Carl's doorstep.
What?
They showed him a warrant and asked to see the body. Elena was then transferred to a hearse to be taken to the funeral home. Carl was accused of wantonly and maliciously demolishing, disfiguring, and destroying a grave, as well as taking a body that he wasn't supposed to take.
Well, grave robbing, desecration of a corpse, all of the modern things.
Yeah. So on October 8th, he was taken to trial. While in the funeral home, Elena's body became a spectacle. Nearly 7,000 people came to gawk at her corpse. Carl was told that he had to stay in jail another month until he could see a judge at his criminal trial, and that he would not be getting Elena's body back as he wasn't actually related to her. Instead, she would be reburied by her sister.
And they were putting him on a mandatory involuntary 72-hour psych hold.
He said that some doctors like
Evaluated him?
yeah, that word. Couldn't think of evaluated. But they evaluated his mental state and they said he was perfectly sane.
Of course. I mean, his account is true and accurate.
Yeah.
So.
But he like I said, he was told that he wasn't getting her body back. 2 of his friends posted bail and he was set free and cleared of all charges as the statute of limitations was up.
Don't worry, you're not gonna get in trouble. You just can't have the body back, okay?
Plus, the sheriff that arrested him was all, sympathetic, and, all kinds of people from all over, the continent came to visit him while he was in jail.
According to him or according to fact?
I mean, I have no way of proving one way or the other.
Yeah.
But, yeah, apparently people came and visited him and were, really sympathetic to his cause.
Sure. Or maybe they just wanted to see the crazy person who thought he could talk to dead bodies.
Yeah. In 1944, Carl moved to Zephyr Hills, Florida, near his first wife, Doris, who he literally never mentions one time in his diary, so I know nothing about their marriage.
I was just thinking, not that, but, he's literally Florida man.
Yeah. But yeah, he moved to be near his first wife, and I think they even had at least one kid.
That's crazy.
But I don't know.
Oh, is it a beetle? I heard there was a corpse.
So, hey.
It's gonna bite you.
Flew away. Yeah, so first wife Doris, at least one kid.
I guess she's probably just thankful that he didn't, kill her. And, I mean, I know he didn't kill Elena, but she's probably just thankful that he didn't, kill her and, try to live with her corpse.
There was a letter, quote unquote, discovered in the 80s, I think, that said that it was from Carl and that he had killed Elena, to end her suffering.
Uh-huh.
But it's never been proven whether the letter's real.
Right, not authenticated or whatever.
And so, we don't know if he actually killed Elena.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I know nothing about Doris.
He's like, look, she told me that I could have her body when she died, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of it.
Yeah.
Creep.
So, Elena's body was buried in a secret location known to few. I heard or read somewhere that some people say that it was dismembered before being buried again.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to make him less interested.
So, to make it less easy for him to, Frankenstein her back together?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In 1972, one of the doctors who had examined Elena claimed that Carl had inserted a paper tube inside of Elena to allow for him to commit necrophilia to her body.
Gross.
Although during the trial he claimed he had never had intercourse with her body, and it was originally proven negative because the body was mummified. But since it was mummified, I don't know how well they were able to really look for signs.
Right. Well, also, it's 1930 something.
Yeah. 1940 something at this point.
Yeah.
And
also, he's a creep, and they're like, creepy Carl
Yeah.
could have done literally anything.
In 1952, Carl was found dead in his home with a life-size replica of Elena.
Oh my God.
Some say that this was the real Elena and he had managed to switch the bodies before going to jail, but since her body was examined by doctors, I don't think that's possible.
Right? He pulled a fast one.
Yeah.
And the doctors were just like, oh, well, here's just another dead body, so who knows?
Yeah. So that's...
He pulled a body swap. He, like, went back to the graveyard and took another body and, like, swapped him out.
Yeah. So that's the story of Creepy Carl.
Oh, creepy Carl. Creepy, crusty Carl.
Love that defies and transcends death.
I mean, it's a beautiful story.
Wholesome, wholesome love story.
It really was. And I think everybody is more uplifted now on Rex Manning Day.
Yes.
After hearing that.
Yeah. I thought so. I thought we could use something lighthearted.
We all appreciate that. And we thank you for the story of the Corpse Bride.
Yeah.
Great job.
That's one of those things that I heard years ago and has always stuck with me.
I love the gross ones that stick with you.
Yeah. But, like, when I heard the story, it was basically just like this doctor fell in love with this patient, and everything always said doctor, so I assumed he was a real doctor.
Well, of course he is.
That this doctor, like, fell in love with his patient, and then when she died, he stole her corpse and lived with it. But it was never went into, like, all the detail that his diary went into about the weird things he did to the body. And
I mean, listen, a doctor is just a piece of paper. Like, he was a doctor at heart.
Yes. In his heart, he was a doctor.
And that's all that matters, actually. I am glad that he lived his dream.
Yeah. He got exactly what he wanted.
He embraced his fate.
Yeah.
He manifested Elena.
Mm-hmm.
It's a true love story.
Yeah. It's one for the ages.
It really is.
Okay.
And then Tim Burton ripped it off.
Yeah. Well, also, according to Carl, some, like, movie man wanted to turn it into a movie.
Yeah.
And he wanted Carl to be in it.
Oh. Starring Carl.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Starring Carl as Carl. But Carl had no real interest in...
Look, guy, I am a scientist and a doctor, an accountant, and a phlebotomist.
And a radiologist.
I don't have time.
A physicist.
I don't have time to be an actor. I know that this is what the people want. I know that they are just clamoring for the story of Carl. But...
yeah. Carl had, like, 9 master's degrees.
9? My goodness.
Yeah.
Genius.
In medicine and music and...
I would love to know how he paid off all the student loans and still had money to purchase houses and planes.
And gallivant all over the world.
Yes.
Like, go to India and accidentally die. And
I mean, and then turn into a talking mongoose.
Yeah.
And, yeah. He really had a full life, that Carl.
He sure did. And a fantastical one. I'm tired.
Me too. Okay, well, remember that you can find us on social media at Twisted and Mysterious. You can email us at twistedandmysteriousPodcast@gmail.com. What do you think about Carl? Do you think that he was really a count?
Do you think that that was super romantic, or do you think it was super creepy?
Was your great-grandmother one of the people that went to visit him in jail to sympathize with him? Or did she go throw tomatoes at him?
Let us know.
Tell us. Tell us the story. All right.
Well, I think that's all from us for this week. Hopefully we'll be back next week.
It could be. You never know. We're keeping it fresh.
Yeah, we're just not with it lately, guys, and sorry.
Yeah, no kidding. It's almost summer vacation.
So
I'm sorry that Farron doesn't love that for us, but it almost says, and then, maybe I'll wake up in the day long enough to write something down.
Maybe.
I do love to sleep during summer vacation.
Yeah.
It's my favorite activity. Me and Elena.
Just schnoozing.
Yeah, and Lizzie.
Yeah. The lizard's never gonna wake up.
She's been down for almost 5 months. It's crazy. Imagine having a pet that you haven't had to feed in 5 months.
And like a pet that's like in your house, but like you never see or interact with said pet because they've been asleep for 5 months.
And it's crazy. And she's not dead. She's not Elena. I check on her. Am I having a dream? Like whenever
Do I need to go check on the lizard?
Like, listen, I check on her and she moves and she looks at me.
And she puts her hand on your face.
And she puts her hand on my face and then she rolls over. And am I having a dream? Is she actually dead and crusty in there? Because I check on her and she looks at me and she like does her little head cock, like side eye me. Her little beard turns orange. She's adorable. Maybe I'm hallucinating and she's crusty.
She's like a lizard pop.
Yeah.
You
She's
grab
like,
her
oh,
tail and-
like Max. When he had the lizard, and then his girlfriend took the lizard when they broke up, and he wanted the lizard to sprinkle on his salad. Wizards of Waverly Place, people.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Man, it's a good show.
All right. Well, as always,
On that note,
remember
crusty
that
lizards.
people are gross. So gross. Gross, gross, gross.
Disgustingly gross.
People are gross. And don't get murdered.
And don't sprinkle crusty lizards on your salad. All right, bye.